Within just the last 12 hours, the asylum processing began along the border. Under new policies starting today, migrants need to apply online or through another country first before getting asylum. The ACLU and immigrants' rights groups are fighting that. San Ysidro, near San Diego, is one of the spots along the border where thousands of migrants have been waiting to get their chance to apply. KCAL News reporter Michele Gile now joins us live with a look at the scene since these new policies have gone into effect. Michele.
Well, I can tell you that the situation looks very similar to yesterday. We were in this very spot then. I'm going to step aside so Joe Ruiz, my photographer, can show you the migrants there beyond the wall. That is actually American soil. These folks have crossed into the United States and they are seeking asylum. In the meantime, as they wait for Border Patrol to process them, they live in this empty field. You can see there are many tarps and thermal blankets. These are the things they're using to keep warm at night. They have very little, as you can imagine. We did see Border Patrol distributing water and granola bars yesterday. And then there are volunteers with different human rights organizations that have mobilized. They're collecting and buying food and bringing it here. Now, the system that migrants have kind of come up with on their own is to line up and stick their arms through these slats. They receive food and water. They are also expressing other needs, the need for medication, shade, hats, things like that.
I'm just cold. I'm just dying to leave from outside.
It was a cold night in the field where migrants hoping for asylum in the United States are staging as they wait to be processed by Border Patrol. This man is from Honduras.
He says that it was a very hard night, very cold. They're suffering hunger. They're suffering against the weather. And he says that there's urine and feces everywhere. They've been trying to clean it up themselves, but it's been very tough.
There are tables set up outside of the steel border wall with boxes of fruit, medical supplies, diapers, and other supplies. Volunteers who are concerned about the health of the migrants have been showing up to help distribute food and water. Some of the asylum seekers have been here for a week.
In his welding shop, he actually owned, he was being extorted, and he originally was paying $2,000 a month. Last month, he was notifying by the Mara Salvatrucha, which is the gang that controls the area, that he was going to be expected to pay double. And he says with the extortion, he just can't run a business. It's one of the reasons he left.
Back live here, one of the things that is crucial, and we see that this is new today, the woman there in the pink vest is a volunteer, and what she has brought with her there is a black box, which is a charging station that is for cell phones. These migrants are sticking their arms, as I said, through the slats with their phones. They have the different connectors for the United States, and they're asking people to please give them power for their phones. So the volunteers have brought this charging station with them today, which will be a great help for the folks here so they can communicate and also, of course, go on to the government app, the United States government app, in order to try and get an appointment to be processed. Now, one other thing that was mentioned yesterday, you can see there beyond the slats is a green porta potty. This was one of the things that the volunteers were critical of, the fact that for this amount of people, maybe 400 or so, only one porta potty has been left in the field. And they say that not only is there just one, but it's not serviced frequently, maybe once a week. So apparently this toilet has been filled and overflowing, and that's one of the key issues here as people try to have those types of restroom services. When we spoke to the migrants, they tell us they're here from places like Africa, Colombia, Turkey. And again, we are waiting to see what will happen today. We know, as I'm looking through here, I'm not seeing any Border Patrol agents who have arrived on the scene yet. But typically we will see them coming in convoys and going there behind the wall and asking people to show their wristbands. They're given wristbands depending on the day that they arrived in the United States, and those who have been here the longest are then taken first. That's the latest live along the U.S. Mexico border in San Ysidro. I'm Michele Gile. Back to you.
Michele, thank you, and such good perspective there for us, and sanitation issues and all of the other things they're dealing with. Thank you so much.